Downsizing. This movie stars Matt Damon, Christopher Waltz, and Chau. I want to say her name is. It's something along those lines. Hong Cho something. I'm not trying to be racist. That is her name. But this movie is about, basically, they figured out a way for population reasons and like efficiency reasons to shrink down people and get them to live in like a little village and little society, and it's solved like all these problems that are happening in the world. Now, Matt Damon and his wife, played by Kristen Wiig, decide they want to go and get downsized, which is a huge decision, and they make the decision to get downsized and live in this town. And Matt Damon obviously goes to do it, and he does it, but he does not realise that his wife did not go through with it, which leaves him with less money than he planned to have and basically not knowing what he wants to do with his life. Now, this movie has a very interesting plot, and I enjoyed not knowing what I could expect. I'm like, they could really explore, the differences between like the small people and the big people and what's going on in the thing, and they did that at first, but then it becomes something else. It definitely becomes more of a movie about Matt Damon finding his way, which I understand, they could have done that, but the weird thing is they didn't really capitalize on the whole downsizing factor, and that was huge. I think that was such a missed opportunity, because you get that point, you get like the first quarter of the movie where he's figuring out he wants to do it, then the next quarter of the movie he's like, okay, I'm establishing who I am and all this stuff as a little person, and then the second half of the movie is dealing with stuff they could have totally be dealt with as, fully grown people. So what is kind of the point of the downsize if that was the plot they were going through? Now, I understand that necessarily doesn't make it a bad movie, but it didn't make it a good movie. I think a lot of the movie people came to see was the whole shrinking thing. And yes, they delivered it at first, but it just kind of fell by the wayside. And that's, I think, a big factor in people's feelings about this movie. This movie was actually funny, though. I think a lot of the things they did in this movie was funny. I think they had a lot of lines and a lot of laughs and a lot of things they did really funnily and made people laugh. And that's a goal of a comedy. Matt Damon was awesome in it. For the most part, early on, there was a few lines I was like, does he want to be here? But I think he definitely, did what Matt Damon does, and that is a great acting. But Christoph Waltz and Chau are amazing in this movie. They're very funny. They pretty much give us 90% of laughs between those two characters. They do give you a plot, and that was their whole point. They give Matt Damon a bit of sense of meaning towards not only himself, but what's going on in his life, wants to come in his life, and it could have been something cool with what they did with it, but they just, I think a big problem with this movie was just not capitalizing on the downsize, and it's called Downsizing. The movie people came to see was the movie about little shrunk people, and that's not necessarily the movie you got. Again, it gives you funny moments. It even gives you, you get emotional. I wouldn't say emotional, but it kind of tries to tear on your heartstrings a little bit. And I understand that. But I don't think they capitalized on what they wanted. And maybe with, a rewrite of the second half of the movie and just change it up a little bit. Didn't have to do a whole change, but just change up what the kind of parts of the movie was. Because a lot of it was unnecessary. And I don't feel like they knew exactly what they were trying to do with this movie. And that, it came off a bit weird on screen at times. This movie is definitely, I wouldn't say worth going out, but I don't think it's going out and seeing it is a bad idea either. I feel like this movie is as mediocre as a comedy gets, as a movie gets. It's just right in the middle. You're not going to love and rave to anything about it, but you're not going to hate on it either. This movie, Downsizing, is getting a C. Thank you guys for watching my review of Downsizing. Again, this review is a little bit late as the Pitch Perfect one is, but I'm totally on top of it now. I'm watching a lot of movies as I normally do, and the reviews are still coming, as well as some other videos. I really want to get a collection video going, so we'll see how that one goes, or something in my collection, something Blu-ray wise I want to get out, towards the end of January. Thank you guys for watching. You can comment below what you thought of the review or the movie. You can like, you can subscribe, but of course, have a good one.